Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of 10 Dead Rats.
Woo! That's us.
Yay!
That is indeed us.
Yay!
Coming to you live with our exciting Warhammer Fantasy and D&D mashup. Welcome. Does anybody have any announcements for our lovely viewers tonight? I think I forgot to ask that before I went live, so sorry. Put you on the spot. Sounds like a no.
No.
Nope.
Sounds like a no. Okay, great. Well, happy to have Max back with us tonight. Max, I think the question everybody wants to know is, did you watch the last episode?
Certainly not. No.
We didn't think you would.
No, I'm trying to maintain diegetic here. You know, I'm not gonna watch an episode my character did not witness.
Excellent. Okay.
That, I think, would be highly inappropriate, and if anyone did that, I'd be upset with them.
All right. Excellent. Well, we're looking forward to some surprise discoveries as we play tonight.
Wait. Although, actually, it occurs to me that if in universe Bruno was just there and being quiet, then I should have watched it. But I didn't.
Nope. Bruno was.
Just occurred to me now. So
let us just say that Bruno was unaware of the passing of events.
Perfect.
That happened in the previous show.
Same then.
So, yeah. Great. All right, so let's get going then and find out what is in store for Bruno and the rest of our lovely cast in tonight's episode of 10 Dead Rats. All right, so last week on 10 Dead Rats, the party made their way through the outer bailey of Castle Witgenstein, having
somehow
met up, having reconvened after a large contingent of guards left the castle. They rejoined, began to explore one of the buildings of the outer bailey, encountered a certain Sergeant Kratz, who they managed to talk their way around and convince that they were indeed just normal guards, because Indigo and Mina were both dressed in full guard plate armor with the visors down and everything, and Yeffy and Bruno were secured in backpacks on Indigo and Mina's back. It was discovered that
travel.
Yeah. Bruno appeared to be snoozing away over there, a little light snoring coming from the backpack. Which the party was excited by. After talking their way around those guards, eventually the party followed Sergeant Kratz across the courtyard, back into the tower across the way, where they found a group of skeletons in the bottom floor, which Mina was able to raise forth her staff and command to go and attack Kratz.
Nice.
The group then continued to explore the remains of the tower, heard some kind of combat going on the floor above them, eventually rushed up to discover what was up there, and found that Sergeant Kratz was there with Captain Hegel, and had destroyed the remains of the skeletons. There was a slight attempt, I think, to finesse their way through that, but it seems that Captain Hegel was himself no longer with us. Nothing more than a skeletal remains encased in a suit of armor. He was able to detect the power emanating from Mina, and commanded Kratz to retrieve the staff for his own use, and combat was joined. And notably, Sergeant Kratz at some point was beheaded. That was exciting moment. And Mina decided that the remains of his corpse would be a useful tool in the fight with the captain, and so again empowered her staff to cause him to stand up and join the fight. The headless corpse of Kratz.
At least not whatnot.
Indeed.
But you were able to just make the corpse do it?
Yeah, it was sick.
Oh, maybe he was already some kind of undead. Weird. Oh,
Well,
that's
he was.
cool.
Yeah. I made him undead. It's fine. Everything's fine.
After finally taking out Captain Hagel, Indigo reluctantly scrubbed out Kratz's armor, and the group proceeded across the from the outer bailey across the guardhouse positioned on the strange sort of central pillar of stone to the inner bailey, which hangs on the cliff edge and is the part of the castle that juts out over the river. They made their way across, discovered many terrifying things in the inner bailey, decided to avoid most of them, and made their way straight to the Great Hall in hopes, I think, of finding Lady Margritte. And they've just entered the main Great Hall, and
if you think about it and look at what we did and act, if you think about it as if this was a plan we thought up and then acted upon, that's a great plan. We had a great plan, and we're a very efficient unit. It's convenient that it happened with us just sort of making it up as we go along. But sneaking into a castle, getting most of their force to leave, assassinating their leaders and impersonating one of them to infiltrate the castle is dang.
That's why we don't lay out the plan, so that we can let our improv skills power most of the difficult decisions. When we try to plan it out, it doesn't work.
Oh dear, oh dear. Right. Well, it seems to be going well. But I'm going to narrate the beginning here from the perspective of Bruno. So, Bruno, you were curled up in a backpack. Knew some stuff was going on. Heard Mina moving about. Heard the tromp of feet. But it's very warm, comfortable in the backpack.
Oh yeah.
You found yourself just feeling a little peckish, so you reached into your pouch and pulled forth one of those old meat pies to have a little nibble. And,
wow! Those things are pretty old.
With a full belly and feeling all warm and cozy, you drifted off to sleep and had strange dreams of all kinds of things that shouldn't have faces with faces. Your dreams were full of talking mushrooms and talking organs and talking scalpel and talking body parts that had been severed from their original human forms, all promising you great power if you would just devote yourself to the Changer of Ways. And seemed very enticing. It seemed very enticing, and you slowly come to your head.
Scratching.
Your head's a little groggy. You reach around to try and feel for the little rat, and it's just not. You're not sure where he is. You're patting around. Where'd he go? You hold up the other hand. You may be trying to tempt him with the meat pie, and are horrified to see half of a large mushroom, a half-eaten chaos mushroom, clutched in one hand, and you suddenly feel this strange rumble in your stomach. Give me a will test, please, or a will save, as it were.
I regret writing chaos mushroom multiple times in my inventory. I feel like there's multiple instances of carrying that around. What? How does the save work?
D20 plus your will bonus plus your level.
Okay. All right. Woo. 20 exactly.
Okay. All right. You feel this strange gurgling rumble, and you'd swear if you listened really carefully, you'd swear it wasn't just a random gurgle, but maybe but you kind of grit your teeth and you go, no, surely not. And you lift up the flap of the backpack and you peek out just to try to see what's going on out there. And you can see a large door frame. You see two great wooden doors that are pushed open that look out into an outer courtyard. And so you feel like you've just entered maybe a large building of some kind, and you are facing backwards looking out into this courtyard. And in the courtyard, there's a huge pit dug. And there's a strange little bit of a little bit of a walkway that leads out onto the pit, and you can see lying next to it a ladder and a pole with a hook on it. And just as you're watching, you start to hear a slight pitter-patter, and you can see some raindrops starting to fall outside, and a light rain starting to fill the courtyard. Tap, 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 tap. Oh. And then you hear echoing from in front somewhere behind you. You hear a voice that says, hang on. Make yourselves at home, ladies and gentlemen. You must be hungry after your journey.
Oh, man, yes. Stretch it out a little bit. Sorry, I didn't mean to fall asleep there.
I don't mean to fall asleep. Jesus, man.
Get so cozy in the backpack.
Nina turns over her shoulder to talk to Bruno for a second.
Got a bunch of mushroom crumbs all stuck to my face here.
Bruno, you get a slight glimpse of this huge dining room in front of you. Massive dining room table set with sumptuous meal. Though as you look at it, you'd swear bits of mold are growing on some of the food, and you think you see like a little hiss and bubble rising up from one of the cups. You can see two huge mahogany staircases leading up either side, up into an upper balcony. And you can see just barely tucked away behind the seat on the far side, in between those two staircases, is another large mahogany staircase going down. And you can see a strange man emerging from behind, just kind of poking out from behind one of the backs of the staircases. And he seems very, very old. And he's sort of wearing what you would think of as a livery for some kind of servant of such a great place. But it looks very old and tattered. And he's reaching forward one hand, which ends in a huge claw, and clicking it. And you hear him say, "Do help yourselves, and then I'll show you to your rooms. Just ring the bell at the table."
Mutant! Mina!
He then kind of hobbles, he turns and he kind of hobbles back around the back of the staircase.
What?
It was a mutant! Mutant!
Yeah.
Did you see him? Oh,
yeah.
Am I still asleep? Wait, am I awake now?
No. You know how every part of this town is worse than every other part of this town? The castle? Even worse! I can't believe you slept through it! Oh, man.
Well, I was awake. Oh, I was awake for the part where I told you to go veer off and chat with that guy. That, I think, I'm going to guess, turned out well. I did get very drowsy after that. I had a little snack. It's warm in these backpacks. I don't know how Yeffy stays awake all this backpack travel.
She seems very capable of not eating things with faces on them. I'm very proud of her.
I wouldn't eat anything with a face. Well, I mean, a dead thing with a face on it. But, like, it's normal face. Not a thing that wasn't supposed to have a face. But did.
I will say
my game of solitaire, Indigo. It's really it keeps me active.
That's a good idea. Maybe be doing some calisthenics, stay awake, just flopping around.
Salutations,
Oh, and another thing. If you're ever going to be my backpack, please don't put rats in my backpack without telling me. I don't want to carry around rats. You heard me?
No, I'm a person. That's unfair.
I would never call you. Come on, Bert. I would never call you rat. I wouldn't. I meant you had a rat. Back me up,
had a rat?
guys.
I had a.
Oh, Christian, we can't hear you. We are not hearing you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so there was definitely a rat, but maybe we could talk about this when we're not disguising ourselves and trying to kill somebody.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a rat at the inn. It must have gotten into the backpack. And what happened to it, incidentally? Did anyone grab it?
It wasn't yours, so you don't care. Should we ring the bell?
Yeah.
Ring the...
Indigo will ring the bell.
Okay, so you reach over onto the table and you go to grab the bell. On Indigo, looking at the table now, you can see the place settings look quite nice. They're clearly, high quality silver. Look pretty good. Uh-oh, Max has turned back into the GoPro logo. Oh dear.
How can you do that?
Little technical problems on the.
Before he comes back.
Okay. Oh, Max is back. Very good.
Oh, we're back.
So,
I don't know what's going on.
very nice place settings, but each plate is covered with food that wriggles with little maggots and flies crawling across it, and you can definitely see one of the cups that something is like bubbling in the cup, and little splashes come up out of it now and again. But you kind of you ignore that. You grab the bell and you ring it, jangle, 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 and the servant emerges from behind the stair again, and he says, "Oh, welcome, visitors. Make yourselves at home. Please, you must be hungry after your long journey."
Hey, this is the same thing you said before.
We need to. We have important business with Lady Margritte.
Oh, well, let me show you to your rooms. And he starts to hobble slowly around the staircase and towards or grabs onto the banister and kind of leans on it and starts to walk very slowly up the stairs.
Great.
Come along.
I don't think
Can I
this guy
swipe one of the candelabras? I bet it's made of silver.
Yeah. As you go by, you reach up, you grab one of the candelabras. One of the candles tips over and falls with a splorch, and a couple of flies rise up out of the food it lands on.
Oh, that's disgusting.
But you grab the candelabra. The candle itself is covered in a thick dust.
That's gross. I'll just pluck the candles out and chuck them.
Okay. So, Indigo, as you follow towards the staircase, you leave a little trail of candles.
Oh, this is nice.
Come along. He's slowly making his way up the stairs, Indigo.
Great. And do I see any other exits into this room?
So what you see is this huge hall, and you can see. Let's see if we look at the map here. All right, so it's a very large hall, and it's just completely dominated by the massive dining space. There's a fireplace off to your right. It does look like there is a door on the right wall, way back there in the back corner. There's also the staircase leading down that is between the two staircases that rise up on either side. And he's made his way around the one on the left and is slowly making his way up the landing and up in that direction. He kind of stops at the landing and he turns and he looks to see if you're following.
Should we follow?
I guess.
This guy seems like he's a mutant. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else noticed.
We all noticed.
Everyone in this castle is a mutant.
Hey, who are we disguised as, by the way?
Sergeant of the guard.
And a random guard.
And
Great,
the captive.
And the backpack.
Okay, I'll just get back down into the backpack then, actually, and stop ruining the disguise real quick.
Thanks.
Hey,
I guess we should follow him. I don't think Marguerite would be in the back of the house or something. If she's a fancy lady trying to keep up appearances, she'd be in a fancy lady room. Maybe she's asleep and we can kill her in her sleep, and we don't even have to deal with whatever horrible magic she has.
Maybe Clawman might be taking us to our deaths, and he won't remember that we're not here if we just walk away.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I kind of want to see what the room's like, though.
You sure he's not just leading us to the rooms? Because he's, I don't want to say programmed, because that's the wrong genre, but it seems like he's really set to do only the one thing.
Yeah.
And it's probably not kill guards that come to the house.
Doesn't seem to think we're guards.
Or
I mean,
let's guess.
What if we go upstairs and just ditch him when we see someplace more interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right.
Sounds like
Okay.
a party.
Okay.
So you start heading up the stairs, and as soon as you do, he turns and he says, "If you're sure you're not hungry, I could bring a plate up later." And he starts continuing up the stairs. So you come up to the upper balcony, which is here drawn in a section behind the Great Hall. You come up to the upper balcony, and you can see there's suits of armor, several of them kind of all along the walls. You can see 3 doors that lead into back rooms along the balcony. But he just continues up to the landing and then starts going up another central stair on the center of the balcony.
Okay.
Nina will keep walking unless stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you head to the central stair and start heading up, following him, and the stairs kind of creak as he makes his way up. Everybody, roll me an intelligence test, please.
Oh, it's my favorite roll.
Oh boy, that's a 6 from your girl.
11.
13.
What? I rolled a 12, which is like the best roll I've ever made as Yeffy on an intelligence roll.
So collectively,
Okay. So, sorry, 12 and 13 from Yeffy and Bruno. Indigo, you were a 10, is that right?
11.
11, okay. Okay. So, all 3 of you think you can vaguely hear some kind of whispers, somebody whispering possibly on the floor above you as you start to head up these stairs. But you can't make out distinct words.
Like in the direction we're going.
Yeah, in the direction you're going, exactly.
I just make sure I'm way ducked down in the backpack.
Okay, great.
let's call Marcus forward.
Was it Bruno? You got the 15 or 13 rather?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. So he makes his way up to the stair, up to the top of the stair, up to the 3rd floor, which we will slide over here. Okay.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Make your way up to the landing of the 3rd floor, and Bruno, you'd swear you're hearing these vague whispered voices. You'd swear you heard one say, "Here they come! They're almost here."
Mina.
What?
I think it might be a trap.
No, we're good. We talked about that. We're fine.
Yeah, it's just okay. It's just okay. Fair warning. I've warned everyone now that it might be a trap.
No, you have. That's not. You can't put that on me. Indigo. Bruno thinks it might be a trap.
Oh, I mean, it probably.
All right, as long as we're cool with it.
Okay.
It sounds like they're waiting for us, so get ready,
Hopefully our disguises hold up.
I'm still pretty tired in here, so it'd be great if we didn't have a fight or anything.
Oh my god.
Okay.
It was so hard having a fight without you. I did all this cool stuff, and people said it wasn't cool. I mean, it wasn't cool.
Well, what did you do?
It doesn't matter. Anyway.
It sounds cool.
Oh my god. There was like this guy, and he was headless, and I killed him, and I was like, what if I bring him back so that, like, no one else needs to get hurt? But Indigo and Yeffy, they were very disappointed in me. So.
Oh. necromancy's so bad. Don't spray that perfume everywhere, And now you're bringing headless corpses back to life.
Well, just like for the battle, like the.
I thought you didn't know any necromancy.
What? I mean, I guess I do, which is exciting.
You guys, I'm ready to get into a trap.
Yeah.
So, as Mina and Bruno are having a hushed argument, Indigo, you see the decrepit old servant with the claw hands at the top of the stairs. He turns left. He heads down this long hall, and you can see doors on either sides, and it's kind of this T-shaped hall, and you've just arrived in the center of the T, and you can see in every direction there are various doors. But he turns to the left, and he heads to what is the southeast corner of the building, and he reaches that last door, which here on our map is marked number 55, and he walks to the door, and he reaches his claw out, and there's a scrape, like it takes him 3 or 4 tries to finally get purchase on the door and pull it open. And it pulls open into a small room. You can see it's sort of the opposite wall from the door is kind of semicircular. Clearly, it's part of sticks out a bit from the back of the castle. It's some kind of buttress. But the room itself looks fairly plain. There's a bed, and you can see on the west wall there's a sword hanging on the wall. And he opens the door and he motions in there.
Thank you.
I asked for a sea view. This is clearly pointed towards a courtyard, which is not appropriate for my needs.
So
You have a sea view room, correct? One with water. There's a river that crosses this wonderful castle, and I would like very much for a room with that kind of view.
but
And there's only one bed, and there are 3 of us, I think. So that will be inappropriate, as I am a lady.
He hobbles over to the window and peers out, and you can see indeed it does look out directly over the river. You can see the river right underneath there. And I'm terribly sorry. I'll ask the mistress. And he turns around and he starts walking back in the direction of the stairs.
Okay.
We'll follow him if he's going to the mistress.
Okay. He goes slow again. Everything he does is incredibly slow. The man looks to be at least 100 years old, and he clearly struggles with the deformity of the claws. But he slowly makes his way down the stairs, and he slowly and Bruno, you swear you hear someone say, "They're going back. Why are they going back?" He slowly makes his way down the stairs to the balcony, back around, back down, all the way back down the stairs, back into the dining room. And you follow him. It takes a long time. And he swings around the back of the stair. And as you follow him around the back of the stair there, you can see... We'll just drop back to the original drawing there. There you go. As he reaches around to the back of the stair, you can see there's a little stool there. And he turns around, he sits at the stool, and as he does so, he catches sight of you, Indigo, and he says, "Oh, sir, I'm sorry. You must be hungry after your long journey."
I walk up the stairs.
Yeah, we're going to our rooms.
Yeah.
Oh. He makes as if to try and help you, and you just quickly outpace him and run back up the stairs.
Yeah. How could this guy be a trap? He's 12,000 years old.
As you make your way back up to the 3rd floor, Bruno, you hear a voice go, "Oh, here they come. Get ready, get ready."
Where is that coming from? Somebody else hear that? Shh.
Shh.
No,
Now,
we're trying to be quiet here. God.
you hearing voices, Bruno?
You can all certainly hear as you're coming up here, or at least all of you, but I think Mina, certainly hear whispers as you approach the 3rd floor. You can hear distant-sounding, whispery voices, but they're just a little, can't quite make out what they're saying.
Can we tell where they're coming from?
You're not sure. You hear them when you're at the bottom of the stair, and when you come to the top of the stair, you look around and there's nothing there.
Huh.
Okay, let's just go to our room and see what happens.
What?
What's in the other rooms?
Yeah, let's check the other rooms.
Yeah. If it's a trap, we don't want to walk into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's check the other rooms. I'm gonna knock on 54, Paul.
Okay, you walk back up. You walk back towards the top of the stair, and you rap on the door of the next room down the hall from you. And you hear a voice, a very commanding, powerful voice say, "Yes, who is there? Enter!"
I'm very sorry.
You're the sergeant. Tell him the sergeant's here.
Oh, I'm sorry. The sergeant is here.
Suddenly, the door bangs open very forcefully, and you kind of have to take a step back as the whole door is framed by this man in massive black plate armor with various curling designs. Spikes protrude from it at various places. Symbols are all over it of horrible, ruinous powers. He's the picture of what you have always been told in stories of what a Chaos Knight looks like. The top of his helmet is decorated with a huge wolf head and pelt that hangs down his back. And he looks at you and he says, "Damn it, Slurd! I told you I don't Oh! Who are you?"
I'm new. Slur's cousin, Slop.
Whatever. What do you want? Where's everyone else? I will ask. I assume Yeffy had to climb out of the backpack to go rap on the door.
Oh, I was in the backpack last session. Remember, I was a captive. I was pretending to be a captive.
Right. That's right. I'm sorry. I forgot about that. They had already taken you out of the backpack. Very good.
Yeah. I think Indigo, like in a panic, just stands at attention and just doesn't right. Is just standing there
very good.
Trying to blend in.
Okay.
100%. Nina's sitting right next to him, and during the whole time, it's been sort of poking him, "You're the sergeant. Go do the sergeant thing." Until the door opens.
Okay. Great. Well, speak up. What do you want?
Is Mina wearing a helmet?
Yes, Mina is in the full guard,
Okay.
like you've seen down at the men you saw that were serving Lady Margritte. When they chopped that guy's arm off,
yes,
remember?
Okay.
Which is full plate with a helm and everything. Indigo is in, I believe, all black armor.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Which is actually chain and not plate, I believe. But it does include an elaborate face covering helm with a very flat appearance with just little slits for the eyes and a little slit for the mouth.
And this guy is also wearing a full face, right?
He is indeed. Yeah. Yeah, it's very ornate though. You'd say his armor is very ornate, and it's covered with these little designs and little hooks and spikes and just things that just look really unpleasant.
Apologies for the hour. We're looking for the Lady Margritte, and the man downstairs was not very helpful.
Roll me fellowship, Indigo.
You got it. 17.
Nice.
Hey.
Marguerite, I believe, is in her rooms. I've not seen her since supper.
Excellent. Then we'll go there right away. Again, sorry for the hour.
Very good. He steps back and whoomp, shuts the door.
Did you see that guy?
Yes.
Okay, alternately, right? We could kill that guy and upgrade your armor again.
You want to fight a chaos knight? You want to fight a champion of the chaos god? That's not what I signed up for.
Into the rooms. Oh my god.
What?
No, I'm just saying, okay. Go
Maybe
for
we should
the
check out our room and see what happens. Maybe that is the safer option.
Maybe we should
How?
leave. Like, what if we just headed out and we became traveling traders? Like, we've been pretty successful at that.
Bruno, we already had this conversation. We've had this conversation 7 times. It keeps coming back to this stupid castle where we have to find our route.
moving to Britannia. I'm still on that. Britannia.
We don't get the drugs. We don't get
Then
the
we have
drugs.
to learn Bretonian and...
I'm pretty good with languages.
oh, I'm not. I mean...
But
I guess you
we're
could
probably
translate
only-
for me.
Yeah.
Alright, let's just go into our room. Let's just,
Okay.
Okay.
somebody's
somewhere.
clearly trying to
Just
jump
somewhere
us, and I'd rather
sleeping.
fight them than this guy.
You head back to the hall, back down the hall to the room that you were apparently assigned, and you walk inside. There's an empty bed. As I said, there's a sword mounted on the west wall. You notice there's a small footlocker at the foot of the bed. Other than that, room is empty. And if you look out the windows and the south facing, indeed, this whole half of the castle, it seems, hangs precipitously over the edge of the huge cliff that looks out over the river. And you can see the roiling water below. And you can see now that the rain has increased, and you hear a little distant rumble of thunder as the rain patters against the outer stone of the castle wall.
Guys, they're gonna find the corpses of the guards that we killed. They're gonna find out that the village is like perfectly fine. They're gonna raise an alarm. What if we just found her, killed her in her sleep, solved the drug problem somehow, and then left?
And we still need to find the rock.
Otherwise, how do we get out of here? I hate this place.
Indigo's going to take the helmet off now that he has a chance.
Yes. Okay.
This is in private. Just like,
You! Oh, alright, I figured that was Indigo. This, could have been anyone, though. I didn't know if you guys had been tricked.
Really terrible sweaty BO smell that emanates from the helmet, and Indigo's hair is just matted to his face. You
God.
can see little rivulets of sweat running down his face.
I'll splash some water from my water skin on my face. Oh my god, that's terrible.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna hop out of the backpack now that I have a chance.
Okay.
Oh man, cramped in there. Good meat pie though. All right. Hey, quiet there.
What was
Mina's
that?
got a good
meat pie was
point.
from 2 months ago. I probably shouldn't have eaten it. It capped, I think, mostly. Ugh. Kind of a bathroom in this room, or what's the deal with that?
Chamber pot, probably. Or something. Yeah, please ruin the room that we're all stuck in.
Ruin is strong. I'm gonna open the footlocker.
Okay, it is empty.
Yeah.
There's another rumble of thunder from outside. The rain patters against the stone wall.
I still think we should probably look around some other rooms, and I think we should go back downstairs and figure out what she's all up about. Figure out if the rock might be up here.
Yeah.
She's in her bedroom. She's probably up here. This seems like where the rooms are.
Downstairs sounds like where there's an evil laboratory that connects to a vicious fantasy monster that we didn't believe existed, and they're sacrificing virgins or something. No, that wasn't. That was
out front.
Yeah, that was just a guess. Oh, great! You're right. It probably does lead to the pit. I don't want to go to the pit.
But that's probably where the rock is.
Huh.
Do you think the pit is where the rock is?
What's in the pit? I thought it was just like a swimming pool.
It's not a swimming pool. We already covered that.
We tried
Well,
to.
you tried to. Great, yeah. Probably
Maybe-
chaos circle anyway.
All right, I'm gonna creep my head out the door into the hall and look around. Sorry, you just put that map.
Just
fully back on.
took the map away. Sorry, thought you guys were going to talk some more. Okay, yes, there's the map again. Okay. You
All
peer
right.
you peer out down the hall, and again it's pretty late at night at this point. You guys came late at night, so it's past midnight, and you there's suddenly a flash of light from outside, and you notice that maybe there was some distant lightning, perhaps that flashed some light into the room. You peer into the hall. You don't see anybody moving or anything. You just see the long line of doors. All appears to be quiet except for the sounds of the storm outside.
Oh, we can't hear those whispers at all anymore.
No, it seems to be drowned out perhaps by the rain, or maybe you're just farther away, you're not sure.
When that old crab man let us into the room, did he unlock it? Did he have a key or something, or was it just open?
No, he had a little difficulty sort of working the door, but it's just, just lightly latches. There doesn't appear to be a lock at all.
Cool.
I'm gonna snoop around.
Yeah.
If you want to come along.
Let's get stupid.
As soon as you're outside, Mina is also outside. Mina hates this place. Mina wants to leave. Mina wants to look at everything and then go.
Let's look. Just very slowly open the two big doors into 56 and see what's in there.
Okay, so looking across the way of your own room, you see these double doors. Great.
It's probably filled with mannequins.
I love the long silence. That worries me so much.
Headless baby dolls.
As you
God, and they somehow all have faces on their little decapitated stones.
Yeah.
as you carefully pull one of the two doors open slightly, Yeffy, to peer in, you hear this whirring and clicking sound, and within you can see all of these clocks. Huge number of clocks just fill the room of various shapes and sizes. They're all ticking and whirring and buzzing, and you can see they show all different times. You think you hear a distant muffled chime from the corner of the room. Ptung.
Well, just go ahead and close that door.
Yeah, what is this fresh fill?
Look, it's more things with faces on them.
Eh.
The clocks? I knew that, Bruno.
That would
You
be a
gotta
lot
give someone
funnier if I
a high
hadn't
five.
had to see lots of mushrooms with faces and
Yeah, that's how I'm dealing with the
leeches
trauma.
with faces and
Suddenly,
Do we
several
see-
of the clocks chime. Dong, ding, chong. Like a little door opens up and like a cuckoo shoves out. Several all chiming at once.
Yeah.
Closing the door, closing the door.
You
We're
close
gonna
the door.
close that door.
Oh, God.
Goodbye, those mysteries.
Oh. Makes me thought not only are these crazy chaos people, but they're also hoarders. Clock hoarders.
or they're running a business that goes across many time zones.
Sure. Clocks.
I don't think it's that. Just a room full of clocks. What?
They're rich. They're also rich, don't forget.
They
Oh,
are
man,
very
rich and evil.
Other rooms, not just one room. All at a different time.
Have we seen any other clocks in the house so far? Or is it...
Thinking about it now, you don't think you have.
Oh,
Oh,
maybe they don't
God.
like the passage of time, but they couldn't get rid of the clocks because they had sentimental value, so they just kept them in this room. But they're like, no, I can't look at the clock because it reminds me of my long life, la 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 la. Or
My father
whatever.
was
That's a good
killed by a
point.
clock.
That's
My
a good
father
point.
was a clock, and so now he locks them in a room because he doesn't want to look at their faces anymore.
That's a good.
Listen to
Yeah.
time.
I'm gonna
God.
open the door to the clock room again real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 second. I'm gonna scurry in and try to find like a smallish clock and grab it.
It's right there.
Okay, great.
It's right
great.
there next to that big one.
Roll me
See?
an agility
See it on
test,
the
please,
picture.
Bruno.
15.
Excellent. You go scurrying in, you reach in, you look for a small clock, you see a good one, you go to reach for it. Suddenly you notice a huge clock right next to you that is just massive, just like takes up a whole wall, clicks over to an hour and chimes, and sees two doors open up on one side, and a big like clockwork knight holding a hammer comes out, coming towards you, and then starts swinging the hammer. You grab the clock, shove it in your bag. Roll me in another agility test, please.
Oh no, 10.
The clockwork knight actually catches you with his little mallet. He's maybe like 3 feet tall, which is about as big as you, right? And he comes twonk, and he whacks you with the mallet, and you take a point of damage.
What?
And you can see he's on a little track that he's just going to circle around and go back into the clock through the next. But then as he's circling around, you can see another like clockwork. This looks like a baker, and he's got a rolling pin, and he's.
Oh my god!
What are you doing, Bruno?
I'm gonna get out of here.
You just
I'm gonna
duck
leave
and roll and get out of the room. Bruno comes out clutching a little clock under one arm and kind of rubbing a bump on his head with the other.
Oh, did you hit yourself on a clock? One of the standing clocks attack you?
Yeah.
That's so cute. Should we try another room?
Not yet. We should try another room.
Yeah.
We should try another room.
Not 54.
Yeah, do I slink down
No,
the
we
hall?
tried that one. I guess we try 58, right? We're going in... I'm in no way convinced by the pentagon. I can literally see a pentagram that I can literally see on this map. But let's try.
I didn't notice that.
That's not a pentagram. Pentagram's 5 points. That clearly has 6.
You're
Sorry.
completely correct. I apologize.
Yeah, no, you're a cult.
Should we try the other double doors? I mean, the first set of double doors didn't work out, obviously, but
Because it's full of clocks.
I mean, let's just go in order and go down the hall to 57 and just work our way.
Would we be able to see 57?
Counterclockwise.
hey.
Oh man!
Things just keep happening.
So what are
57?
you? Where are you headed? You're headed down that narrow part of the hall to the far door.
Stealing down
To
the
the front
hall like you're in Zelda, and we're just going up along the hall, and then we're gonna get to that door and just slide it slightly open. Look inside.
Who's doing that? You doing that, Yeffy?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, so you slide up to the door. You carefully push it open or pull it open. It opens up.
Oh, it's a pull door. Great.
Yeah. You look. You think you hear as you pull open the door. You hear, and you kind of peek around, and you can see a fairly large, well-appointed bedroom. Has like a big 4-poster bed. There's a vanity and a large mirror, and there's a nice little fireplace in the back corner. And then in that far southeastern corner, there's this high-backed chair. You can see like there's an armoire just inside the door. Every piece of wood is covered in heavy gouge claw marks. The hangings from the bed, the curtains are all in tatters, like they've been scraped and cut and ripped to shreds. And the room is full of cats of various size and looks very strange as you look around and you see all these cats moving around. You notice they're not quite right. Like that one over there is definitely blue. And that one over there has human hands for feet. And here's one that actually is like 2 front halves of a cat joined together. And so one of them is like, they're both kind of like trying to walk forward, and then they kind of walk in this weird shuffly sideways gait. And just lots and lots of cats. Here's another one with a really long tail that's almost got as much tail as cat, curled around to a big heap.
Important question.
Yes.
Question. Does it also smell like cat poo-poo and tuna, or what have these cats been eating? Have they been eating themselves?
There's definitely a cat smell. There's definitely like a cat urine smell coming from the room. And you hear a voice coming from that back corner where that high back chair is, and you think you can see the vague outline of someone sitting in the chair, and then you hear a voice say, "What is it, my babies? Who's there?"
I'm closing the door, and I'm looking at everybody in the hall, and I'm like, nothing to see in there.
Okay.
Just a lot of horrors.
Do you think like
Don't let Bruno in there. Don't let him in there.
what? Oh,
You
well, actually,
you all hear a scratching at the door now.
No, it's a monster! Monster! All right, okay, let's get out of here.
Next door.
Come on. Yeah, next door. Next door.
Taking bets. What is it going to be a lot of?
All right, we went clocks, cats. I'm gonna go with carousels.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Cockroaches.
No, that's a bad
that's
one.
much worse. Yeah.
Doors.
Clowns. Clowns is pretty scary too.
Lobsters. With claws.
I guess we try 58
Wow.
next.
Okay. You slide back down the hall. Go to the single door that is on the far side of the railing to that prevents you from falling down the stairwell there. And what do you do?
I listen at the door.
Listen at the door. Excellent.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
Indigo, you lean your ear up against the door, and you don't hear anything. It's totally silent.
I'll try to open it.
Okay. You grab the ring of the door and you pull it slowly open, and you look into a fairly large, well-appointed bedroom. You can see again a large 4-poster bed with hangings. You can see a large armoire in a corner. You can see windows far on the far side of the room that look out over the courtyard of the castle. You can see a desk, and on the desk is a small glass vase with some wilted flowers in it. And everything is covered in a light layer of dust. But other than that, the room appears to be empty.
This one looks normal.
That's even creepier at this point, honestly.
Is there a little old lady in there?
I don't see anybody.
Okay, great.
We should check it out.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Yep, someone should check it out.
Okay. Indigo, let's go.
Okay, Indigo, you walk in. As you walk into the room, you see that little glass vase on the desk slowly float up into the air about a foot, and then come flying at you.
This one's full of
And
ghosts.
it misses you and smashes against the wall, and glass and remains of dried flour go everywhere. And there's a loud crash.
I freeze.
Okay.
Does anything else move?
Slowly, the chair at the desk starts to scrape against the floor as it pulls away from the desk and makes that wood on wood scraping sound as it slowly pulls away. And then it starts to float up into the air.
All right, I can back up.
You rush back out the door and shut the door just in time to hear a smash and breaking wood and a clatter from within the door, which is then echoed by a loud crash of thunder from outside the castle. Clearly, the storm outside is getting stronger.
Not
That's
a normal.
convenient. Well, my room
pretty
wasn't
good
normal.
house, though.
My room was full of mutant cats. And a little lady, like a cat, like old lady cat lady.
Oh, you didn't grab a cat?
No, those were stupid mutant cats. They had hands, people hands, and weird faces. Well, they shouldn't have faces.
Useful. I mean, they do have faces.
There's a little lady in the back. She's like, oh, and I didn't want to meet her or know her in any kind of fashion. She probably Orlok's wife.
Good call.
Probably.
Can you imagine a cat with like little human hands, but it's like licking them to clean itself? Like,
No! That wouldn't work at all.
This is why I said not to go in that room with Bruno. Why? Bruno would have adopted that cat. Stuck in the jar with the other weird faces.
No, cats are supposed to have faces. The jar is full of things that aren't supposed to have faces.
Yeah, no, but these cats' faces were wrong. Like, they couldn't get the faces right. Like, faces.
Oh. Well, that does sound bad. There's probably not room in the jar for a cat anyway.
What put the cat in a jar?
Small form.
So
53?
not 59.
I don't know. I'm beginning to feel like every room might contain some haunted house nightmare.
What would give you that idea?
Who the hell lives here? Do they just not go into any of these rooms ever? Just set them up like, okay, this is my ghost room. And this is where I'm going to keep my mom with her cats.
This is where I'm going to keep
my clock, my clock collection, and I got my chaos knight staying over for the party later. Like, what else? What happened?
It is. I will remind you, it is quite late at night and not unusual, perhaps, for the whole household to be in their rooms sleeping.
Okay, but it's unusual to have a house, like a room full of mutant cats.
Absolutely, it is.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a room. I walk in, there's going to be a bottomless pit on the 3rd floor of this room. Right?
That sounds right. Oh, God. Let's just, I feel like we should know who's in the house. Is why I think we should check out.
I'm not asking that old lady what her name is. That's all I'm saying. I don't even see a lady. I don't even know. She's probably a giant cat. I don't.
Sorry, I apologize for how excited my face got there. A giant cat, amazing. All right.
I think we start with 59.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You head down the hall towards the other set of double doors on the far side.
Whose turn is it to gaze upon the
It is
chaos?
my turn.
All right.
There's my
fair.
turn. There is fair. Mina opens the door.
Okay. Mina, you carefully pull open the door and look into this large bed chamber, which you can see looks, at first glance, looks like a normal bed chamber. Again, you see a large 4-poster bed with hangings about it. You can see a dressing table full of various jars and containers. You can see that there are 2 chairs along one wall, which appear to have motionless figures sitting in them. Perhaps they are asleep in their chairs. You can see. You can see a large chest at the foot of the bed. And you can see some windows on the right side of the far wall across from you, as well as some windows directly to your left that appear to look out over the roof of a building below. And you can see a single door on the far wall on the left side, near the fireplace.
Clowns, carousels, cockroaches.
Do you have something small back there I could throw at it? Like, just grab me my tinder box or something from the backpack. For now.
I hopped out of the backpack. Well, I actually scrambled back up to climb up here.
Oh, wait, no, I could have.
Nope, I got it. Here you go. Yep, okay. I'm hanging out up here now. Now that I'm up, though.
That's fine. Just don't eat anything. And I would like to chuck the tinderbox at the motionless figures from the doorway.
Roll me a ballistic skill test, please.
Oh, man.
I'm not sure how to do that.
It's just D20 plus your ballistic skill.
That's a 5.
Okay. You huck the tinderbox into the room. It goes nowhere near the figure sitting in the chair, but it does clatter against the floor, and they remain motionless.
Can I have your tinderbox? I'll give it back.
It seems like you're gonna throw it.
Pick it up.
I don't have a tinderbox. I do have a variety of things back here. Oh, here we go. I'm carrying... Perfect. I reach into my own bag and I hand her one of the pieces of silverware I looted from your old boss.
I recognize this. I'll chuck it. Yeah. I'll chuck a silver fork at their heads.
Very good.
That's another fucking 2. Okay, fine.
Clang, clang, clang. The fork goes clattering across. You realize that Mina is actually a terrible shot. Standing here 20 feet from the...
I'll throw this one. So I grab one of the silverware knives.
Great. Grab a table knife. Huck it at one of the figures sitting in the chair. Clang, 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 clang.
No. What's better? Natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay. It goes end over end, and the butt end of it is forward, just as it smacks into the temple of one of the 2 figures, who teeters slightly to the side and then falls stiffly on the ground, still in the seated position. Thump.
I killed him. 1 shot, 1 kill, just like that doctor.
All right. Are Indigo and Yeffy in the room, or have I just crept in with Bruno?
I guess I was assuming that the 2 of you were kind of standing in the open doorway, throwing things into the room.
Yeah.
And then everybody's just in the hall.
Well,
Yeffy and Indigo kind of standing towards the back in the hall. From the door across the way, the single door across the way, you hear a low, and then you hear a thump, thump, thump from a wall somewhere, and someone's and you hear a voice shouting, "Kruggets, quiet!"
Has that one got a cow in it?
Yeah, let's not find out. Oh, cows. That's a good. Yep. Should have guessed that one.
Well, this one's got corpses. Does anyone want to come in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All 4 of you creep quietly into the room, which is briefly illuminated by a flash of lightning from outside as the storm continues to rage. You can see the thick walls of the castle are keeping the rain at bay, but the panes of glass are just soaked with the rainfall. Okay, so you're looking into the room. Nothing is amiss so far. Do you pull the door shut behind you, or are you?
Yes.
Are you leaving it open?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
We'll shut it.
And then Indigo will walk over and look at these 2 figures because he thinks they're corpses.
Yeah, they're clearly corpses.
Okay.
Indigo, roll me an intelligence test, Indigo.
19.
Excellent.
Nice.
So Indigo, as you bend down to look at the corpse that got hit in the head with the knife, he's just laying there on the ground. You can also see a pair of boots sticking out from under the bed.
Do they look like? Are they being worn?
It maybe. Yeah, maybe they're definitely in that position, heels or bottoms of the boots pointed out. Yeah.
All right.
I'll very quietly wave to everyone and point at the boots.
Okay. Yeah, you can all see a pair of boots sticking out from under the bed as if they're being worn by somebody laying under the bed.
I'll creep over and try to peer under the bed.
Okay.
This place sucks.
This place sucks! Yeah, I told you.
Let's see.
God.
I mean, you never know. It could be run by a bunch of teenagers who are just trying to do a fundraiser.
What did you get on your intelligence roll there, Indigo?
19.
19? Yeah, okay. So, the other thing that you noticed when you were looking at that corpse laying there, before you noticed the boots, is that the corpse laying on the ground in the stiff seated position that got hit in the temple had 3 eyes.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. back to the boots sticking out under the bed. What are you doing?
I just want to creep over to the bed and see if there's like a bed cloth. I'll like pull it up to peer underneath.
Okay. You like lift up the skirts of the bed and you look underneath, and there's definitely a full like body laid out under the bed, attached to the boots.
Are they moving at all? Do they look dead?
It looks not moving.
Okay. I'll grab it by the boots and pull them out.
Okay. You grab the boots and you drag the body out, and indeed you see it's somewhat decaying corpse that Indigo pulls out from under the bed. Oh. And the interesting thing about it is that it has no arms.
Does it look like the arms were cut off, or does it look like it's been
mutated?
If you
look, it does look like the arms were amputated.
Oh, man. What is with this place? This is a perfectly good bedroom. Why would you let the corpses be in here?
A lot of effort, also. Like, it's just like, okay, well, he died and bled out, so I suppose we'll just shove him under the bed neatly here.
The other interesting thing, Indigo, you notice is that having pulled out the corpse, that the legs are incredibly long. They're like twice as long as the torso.
Oh man, probably they cut off the arms, and then they cut off the legs, and then they sewed the arms into the legs so that they'd be extra tall.
Oh my god, do you think so?
Well, the pant leg. I bet there's an arm under there.
Don't touch it.
No, I'm not going to take the pants off this corpse.
No, not just roll up the... Don't take the pants. I said roll... You know what? I'll do it. I gotta... Alright. Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna hop out of the backpack and I pull out my notebook where I'm keeping all my mutant notes here. And I want to do a thorough examination of this long-legged, armless body.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like a human corpse. Definitely the arms have clearly been cut off. And you would, based on your professional surgical background, Bruno, you would say that it was post-mortem that the arms were removed. And the legs just appear to be just unweirdly, unnaturally long. And you roll up the pant leg, it looks like a normal leg. It's just really long. Like, just abnormally long for any person.
Alright, never mind. It's just very tall. Where's Sherlock Holmes? Oh, man.
Do these people, despite the fact that they have mutations, look like soldiers or like fancy rich people?
They look more like peasants. They're wearing very common garb.
Weird. Okay. So the other thing I want to look at is can I tell, looking at all three of the corpses, how like old they might be, or like what killed them?
Excellent. They're varying ages. The armless, long-legged corpse appears to be a middle-aged man. The three-eyed corpse appears to be a young man, maybe in his 20s. The third corpse you can see is a woman, possibly in her 30s, and she has her elbows bend the wrong direction.
That's normal.
Good to scratch your back with, though.
Yeah.
Never itchy that there.
Yeah, and as you bend her arm around and look, each hand has 8 fingers on it.
Okay, well, that's strange.
Man, now that's strange. It's no room full of clocks, but it's pretty strange. Oh man, can I tell how long the corpses how long they've been dead for?
Varying amounts of time. The one under the bed seems to be more decayed than the others. The one with the 3 eyes clearly appears to be in rigor mortis because it's just staying in that position. So varying stages of decay. You're not seeing obvious causes of death. Like, they don't have horrible wounds except for the one that's missing its arms, but again, looking at those wounds, you would say that the arms were cut off after the fact.
Oh, man. And are there arms about the room anywhere?
Yeah, you haven't found any arms. You haven't found an extra set of arms. No.
Wow. Can't wait to find that room.
You said there's a big chest in this room, right?
There is. There's a large chest.
Yeah,
There's
I'll
also
go check that out.
there's also like a oh, it's the wrong room. There we go. There's a large chest. There's also a dressing table that has various jars and containers set upon it. You go over to the chest, Indigo. You open it?
Yeah, is it unlocked?
Yeah, it is. It's just got a latch which you flip open, pull open the chest. You can see several nice dresses laid out in the chest, and on the top is a small tray which contains some pieces of jewelry. You can see a gold choker, a pair of earrings, and a small diadem.
Ooh. I'll like snatch those up and like hold those out to like I guess Yeffy and Mina, who are because Bruno is looking at a dead body and like and then like put it in my backpack.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
shuffle that up and all the jewelry in my backpack.
Excellent. Okay, so you have for your character sheet, write this down. You have a gold choker, a pair of ruby earrings, and a golden emerald diadem.
Do any of the dresses look like they would fit Mina?
Possibly.
She's been looking for clothes.
What? How would you describe Mina's height and build?
She's a little bit on the sturdier side and a little bit on the taller side, which is probably helping with the soldier situation.
Yeah. So pulling out the dresses, they're clearly for a taller woman, so you think that's good. But also you would guess someone of fairly slight frame, so they're gonna be a little tight on Mina. But you could squeeze into them. You think?
All right. Mina's gonna keep doing this one.
They have lacing, right? So you can just kind of let out the lacing a bit. And...
Oh, there's like a bodice in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're aspirational.
Yeah, it's a little maybe a little tight, a little tight around the shoulders, so on the sleeve mostly is where you notice it.
Mina will grab one of them and put it in the backpack. And
it looks very nice. It's very very high quality. Looks well cared for.
Oh.
Yeah, like maybe she can bring it to a tailor and swap it for something that fits her better.
Yeah.
Also, just to be sure, Bruno, please don't eat something on top of this. I'm gonna put it in the backpack.
Well, it's not a placemat. I feel like you are, saying all this as I'm poking this three-eyed corpse, poking in the eyes.
It's just that you brought a rat into my backpack.
The rat incidentally came along. I didn't bring a rat. I'm sure it came from the inn. That inn sucked too. It probably is filled with mutant rats. I bet that rat had three eyes, or
It was decaying. It was decaying, Bruno, but it was still moving.
How did it run away?
Strange. It didn't run away.
It was
I put it in
rat corpse.
Well, we put it with the rest of the things you shouldn't have.
We gotta find the lady. This is obviously her room, right?
There's a loud boom of thunder and a flash of lightning from outside that quickly vanishes, but leaves a brief moment of light filling the entire room.
Ooh. If we think this is her room, I'm gonna check it. Yeah, or Yeffy, go do it.
No, it's cool. It's cool. You check a thing, I check a thing. I'm gonna go check out that fireplace.
Okay.
And see if there's anything in there that may have been part of these weird deaths.
Yeah, if you're looking over the fireplace, you can see that there is bits of wood and charcoal that clearly, some of which are even still warm, clearly been used recently. The fireplace itself is full of soot, and you look up and you can see it's you could climb up it if you wanted to exit via the chimney. It looks like a cramped and dirty exit, but you could do it. You think you could do it? You look at you look over at Indigo and Mina and are like, well, you could make it up there.
Okay, but it's still warm.
Yeah, it is still warm. Yeah.
Is our floors wooden? Is there any traces of someone who's walked through here recently?
The floor is
blood-splattered
wooden,
from-
although there's a fair bit of stonework sort of around the fireplace, right? That kind of surrounds the chimney.
I was just looking to see if there's anybody who walked through, maybe left prints, or if that guy's arms were removed. If they were removed up here, there may have been like someone had to drag them under the bed.
You're not seeing that. Actually, the area around the fireplace is quite clean. Clearly, you would say probably swept recently.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it looks
And there's
cared for, is your impression.
And you said there was a door to the left of the fireplace?
Yeah, or to the right of the fireplace. There's.
Oh, to the right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep. On the left side of the northernmost wall.
Hey guys, someone was here recently because this is still warm. So, someone was in here.
I think they're still here. Maybe.
There's nobody here.
Well, there's another room.
Another room. We want to try that other room?
Right there.
All right, next up.
Before you go, or while you're doing that, I just want to quickly check the other table. There was like a table with like pots and stuff on it.
Yes, indeed. Looking at that, you can see it looks like a fair number of jars, small jars and containers, which look to hold creams and powders, and generally look like sort of, personal care, skin care kind of stuff, and makeup as well.
Cool.
Quite a lot of it. Quite a lot
Nina
of it,
knows
is your
this.
opinion. Yeah.
Having worked for someone who vainly cared about their appearance despite rotting inside, are any of these creams and things like super valuable, like very expensive?
Yeah. So some of them would probably. I mean, they're not like. It's not like gold dust or anything, but here's a nice powder for basing one's face that's probably lead based. It makes a nice white pale look. Probably not cheap.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I would say Nina had to do those kind of things for
Yeah.
Mr. Sir, travel and pick these things up, and it's like, this is the good stuff.
What impresses you as you pick through it, you definitely know your stuff, and so you're picking up some of the jars, and you're like, it's a good quantity here. Like this is probably enough to keep any fancy lady for like a year here.
Got it. And would it be more or less than what Atelka used?
More, you'd say.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Although Atelka was really all about scents. That was, you remember, her main thing was that she liked perfumes. She liked her perfumes.
I haven't forgotten that. Somebody let me forget that. Oh, God. And there's nothing inside the table itself. It
is just a table, yeah. There's no drawers or anything like that.
Great.
So you avail yourself of some nice face creams.
I will do so.
Great.
I'm gonna, before we go out here, I want to peer out the window that I guess is like western facing, the one right next to the door as you come in.
Yep.
What is that looking out over?
It's looking out over a roof. So as you look out that window, what you get the sense of is that the area you're in is kind of like the main hall, and it is quite the tallest part. And remember, you're all the way up on the 3rd floor. And you're looking down, and you can see that on the left side of the building here, as we're looking down on the map, or the western side of the building, is a smaller, lower addition.
Huh. And is there anything out there, like, notable right now?
Is there anything out there on the roof?
Like, looking out the window, do I see anything on the roof or anything?
Lots of rain.
right.
But no, you don't.
Okay.
You don't see anything out there.
And does the window open?
Looks like it would. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Through the door?
Try the other door. Yeah.
Guys. Now I can't help but notice the occult symbol that we're heading toward.
Okay.
So
So you
there's
open
It's
a
on-
meta-knowledge
it's on
there,
five.
yeah.
You open the northern door. That your memory of the building, as you looked at it from the outside, must lead into this round tower that stuck out from the front of the building, that was held up via buttress. So you're fairly certain there is no lower floor to this tower. Yeah. So you open up the little narrow door you open the door to the little narrow passageway that then leads into the inner part of this buttressed tower. I wonder if I have a picture of it. I might have a picture of it, so I'll try and pull that up. But
That's not a good
in the
sign.
meantime, you push open the door, and you can see within circular room. That is dominated in the center by a very large telescope. Not a pentagram or evil emblem on the ground, but a large telescope. There are also two large wooden wardrobes, and there is another door just around your left that appears to lead to a staircase that winds up to upper stories of this tower.
Oh, man. Oh, Dagmar's ball. Dagmar's tower.
Yeah.
What? Yeah?
Dagmar was real into astrology.
Wait, is Dagmar one of the on Witgenstein? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the
Yeah, go.
Sagittarius. Super into
Yeah, he
it.
was the goat. Yeah, the Sagittarius.
Remember
Okay.
the ghost? When we first met you, Mina, there was that ghost.
Yeah, I'm
that-
remembering. He was the ghost. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's Dagmar.
You're right.
Dagmar.
That's Dagmar.
We've got his balls. And they were useless.
Yeah. And he was like, protect my balls.
Yeah.
Does
What?
the
go
telescope
ahead.
go? I was going to say,
No,
does the
no,
telescope look
yeah.
like it's been used?
What?
Does the telescope look like it's been used at all? Like recently, ever? Or is it like covered in dust?
It looks a little old, a little rusty.
What's it pointing at?
Okay. The sky or people?
It's actually currently like pointed down at the ground.
At the pit?
Where?
No, just at the floor.
Oh.
Like it's clearly not positioned in a useful way.
Is there a window that it could be looking out?
Yeah,
in this
there-
room?
yes,
Okay.
there is. There's a window that looks out onto the courtyard. You could point it out that
Okay.
way if you wanted to.
What else is in here, Paul?
There are two large wooden wardrobes, as well as a small door that appears to lead up to a staircase going up.
I will look through one of the wooden wardrobes. I can say that word for some reason. Wardrobes.
Left or right?
The right one.
Very good. You open up that wardrobe and you can see it is full of more fine dresses.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Hey, Mina, it's a boutique.
I love this. Shopping trip, you know?
Clearly, there are no short women in the house.
Use.
Wait, you could probably take one of these and like exchange it for
That's true. I suppose.
something else.
Probably pretty heavy.
All right.
Um,
What about the left one?
yeah.
Okay, you open up the left wardrobe and you can see it is lined with shelves, and on the shelves are various discs of glass, as well as some tools, and there's a lot of like dust in the wardrobe.
Oh.
Glass.
Dang.
Oh, it's lenses. It's lenses. I pick one up.
Yeah, it's definitely it's convex on either side, and it's definitely you're right. It is a lens holding up. In fact, you think that the tools appear to be lens grinding tools.
Ooh.
I know this story. I get it. Yeah, so this was like Dagmar's family, right? And he was super smart. And he made all these really cool things, and he discovered all these cool items, and all of his children were really dumb, and they couldn't figure any of it out. And so they've just like kept all of his stuff. They have no idea what it's for or how it's used. And then one of them like steals a bunch of stuff from their family's house and from their guild, and then they run away off to like Aldorf or something. And yeah, I know this. Yeah.
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 Well, there's tools.
One of them married Orlok, so you know.
Like this stuff is fancy, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like it would be very expensive or impossible to get something like this, right?
Absolutely.
I take it. I take the tools and I put them in my bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you have write down lens grinding tools. You have lens grinding tools.
This is great.
Why did I have Dagmar's ball?
Why did you have Dagmar's ball?
Well, like I found the first one. Never mind. It's not important. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Do you want me to save one of these dresses for you, or Mina has pulled them all out and is looking at them and seeing which one's my fit?
Nah, I'm good.
All right.
So just for another little visual aid here, here is the front outside of the castle. So you're fairly certain, there's in the center there's the doors you went in, and as you can see, the right wing is clearly a kind of smaller, lowered ceiling, whatnot. You have just come through into this front tower, which again is held up by buttress. So you're pretty sure you're in the bottom of this tower.
Oh.
So let's keep going up.
Yeah, let's keep going up.
The butt of the buttress.
Wow. Great.
We're all so proud.
Yeah, did Dagmar's ghost ever mention like leaving his stuff with dwarves, or why that happened?
No, he did not.
So,
You didn't really talk very much with Dagmar's ghost.
No, we didn't.
he's a little busy trying to reach the afterlife.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try not to die. Yeah. All right, up we go. Let's creep along.
Okay, you're gonna head up the
Yeah.
the.
It's gonna be a friggin' alien up here.
You head up the stairs. You reach a landing where there's another door that appears to lead into the second floor of the tower. But the stairs also continue upward, if you prefer. And again, as you reach there, there's a loud crash of thunder, and you can see around the cracks of the door leading into the room of the second floor of the tower, a flash of light from lightning, you would presume.
Great. I'll open this door.
Okay, you open this door and you can see another interior room, a circular room that is clearly the entirety of the tower, and you can see the walls are lined with bookshelves and filled with books. And there's a table in the center and a couple of chairs pulled up around the table.
Cool. Well, Bruno and I will be here.
Is there anything on the table? I'll walk into the room.
Yep. Yes, there's a book.
I hope it's books.
You walk over to the table. There is a book as well as a piece of paper laid out, which clearly looks like a letter that somebody has written.
Great.
Huh.
Reading.
How dusty is everything in here? Does this look equally like dusty to the room
No,
below?
it does not look dusty. It does not.
Huh. Okay, what does the book and letter say?
Yep.
Indigo. Sound it out.
No, no thanks.
All right. Let me get the letter for you real quick. I'll start
My
with the book
experience
since I'm taking me a moment here to get the letter up. The book, you can see, looks familiar, some of the writing, and as you quickly look over it, Bruno, the book appears to be a diary written by one Dagmar von Wittgenstein.
Oh man, Dagmar's book.
Yeah, so similar. In fact, you've seen one of these before, so you kind of page through it a little bit, and it talks about talks a bit about planning an expedition to the Barren Peaks and hopes to find Warpstone to augment his power as a magician.
Yeah, seen this. It doesn't work out, Dagmar. Sorry.
I'm dropping a handout here into your folder. That is H15, letter from Gotthard, which looks like this. It'll probably be easier to see.
Long one. Oh yeah.
If you would kindly read that out to us, Max, when you find it.
My dearest sister, I've got so much to tell you I really don't know where to begin. You just don't know what you're missing stuck in that old castle. I mean, I enjoy mutilating peasants as much as the next man, but after, I don't know that I want to read the rest. After a few months, the feeling of deja vu is just too tedious for words. That first sentence contained 3 exclamation points. Life in Middenheim. Life in Middenheim, on the other hand, or should one say claw, is just wonderful. I've lost count of the number of orgies I've been to this week. Come on, I'd be tired. Like, Monday orgy, Tuesday orgy, Wednesday, you gotta be like, I'm gonna stay in tonight, take a night off.
And this is how
One
Frankenstein got written, right?
Swept off one's feet. After all those years of living like a recluse, hiding one's something,
Light.
Light under a
hiding
bushel.
one's
It's like a
light
frame.
under a bushel, so to speak. It's such a relief to let everything hang out. You've no idea of the sort of contacts I've made in every sense of the expression. Jesus Christ, is this written by Orlok? Man. No idea of the sort of contacts I've made in every sense of the expression. Slainish be praised. God damn it. But there are so many important and influential people flocking to the cause. And you'll never guess, but your baby brother has made quite an impression on the inner circle here. And I've already been put in charge of organizing something special for next year's Hexenstag celebrations. I'm going to guess an orgy. I'll write you all about it nearer the time. Perhaps I can even persuade you to make the journey to see it for yourself. Yeah, invite your sister to an orgy. Great. Well, mustache now. I've got to get made up for tonight's bash. Great. Must look like my best for the guest of honor, ... Your loving brother, Goddard. Well, I hated all of that.
That's the worst note ever.
That was a doozy. Dagmar Ball. Oh, man.
Seriously.
Dagmar
Yeah,
balls.
who doesn't write? My dear sister, look at all the sex I've had. Love your brother. Wow.
Oh, man.
That's the kind of letter an older sister wants to get from her baby brother, too. Let me tell you.
Oh dear.
Oh, man. Great. So,
Good.
so
and great.
So that's Slanish. We've already hit Zinch. We're halfway through the Chaos Gods that we've pissed off now.
That's
fun.
of honor.
Great.
That's probably a demon.
Goddard.
Oh God, it's probably a
Okay.
demon.
No, he's probably a person. Probably there are demons at the orgy, though.
Great.
Well,
Maybe it's a code.
Oh,
Oh, I
we're
hope
sort
it's
of.
not.
It's probably not. It's probably not. It's probably actually an
Probably
orgy.
you wouldn't encode. Your code probably wouldn't include references to deeply illegal chaos worship.
We're having a claw.
Yeah,
we're
having
having
a
a
claw.
claw.
Does he
Who's
have a
got the
claw?
claw?
Because he's having a lot
He's
of
got the
orgies. I
claw.
feel like that would. Well, he's got a
Right?
claw and
Wouldn't
he's
it
still
get
got
in
a
the way?
orgy, right?
You know?
It's a chaos orgy. I don't know.
Oh, whatever.
Man, all right.
While we're being very depressed about this disgusting letter, I would like to look through the bookshelves to see if there's anything that might be like, so you have a staff that can control the undead related.
Everybody's
Necromancy
looking to see
101.
whose room is beeping. I love it.
Oh, I thought it was my fire alarm. Yeah.
Somebody who's beeping. Who's beeping? Someone's beeping. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
was
great.
me. I'm sorry.
Excellent.
Sorry.
I just enjoyed watching each of you in turn be like, Am I beeping?
Stop.
Oh, man.
That's great. Okay. Mina, roll me an intelligence test, please. If you have any
Okay.
particular skills to bring to play, let me know.
I can read and write. That was an 11, so not ideal.
Okay.
I've been rolling so badly today.
Okay. Just you browsing some of the titles, you find numerous books on necromancy here. And you feel like, yeah, you could learn a lot. There's you're not sure which one to put in your bag. There's so many good ones.
Jesus.
Hey,
I don't want to
good.
I don't necessarily want to learn necromancy exactly. I just want to find a book that tells me, like, so I'm doing this. When do I smell like rot?
Yep.
Like, when does my face fall off? So whichever one seems to be the most, like, here's what will happen to you, and less, like, here's a bunch of spells, is the one I'm going to go for.
You feel like as you kind of page through them, most of them dwell much more on the supreme power over life and death, and
Alright.
like hand wave away, and like there's an occasional notes of like, you might start to appear like a corpse yourself, or you might start to, you may want to cover the odors. Like they very quickly like brush that aside. Of like, yeah, sometimes. Practicing necromancy makes you turn into a corpse or really like corpses. Don't worry about it. Supreme power over life and death.
Great. Well, whichever one seems to... If I go in the index and look up corpse, like whichever one is the smallest about that, I'm going to put it in my bag underneath the dresses
Very
and then
good.
turn all the other ones so they face backwards so that the other reading and writing partner in the team who's also interested in necromancy.
So, Bruno,
find
you
them.
see Mina like putting like half of the books in the library backwards, putting a...
What you doing?
I'm just very disrespectful of libraries.
Screw you, Dewey! Take that!
Try to make it difficult.
Just for disrespect. Well,
I'm putting this one in sideways.
Okay. Well, when Mina's not looking after doing that very suspicious thing, I'm going to try to just slip one of those books into my backpack there.
Sure. Okay.
I was going to ignore him, but
Yeah.
That is very fair. It's Nina's first day at subterfuge.
If you would just note on your character sheets there that you have each a book of necromancy from Wittgenstein's library.
I'll go next to all my other horrible affronts to good society.
Help me remember which one you have when you note that it's from the Wittgenstein library. Excellent.
Great.
Excellent.
Right here next to my big hat.
Oh. Yeah, that'll go under my... oh, right, I took one of Atelka's books. Okay. I forgot I did that.
That's right.
Oh, that's probably useful.
Great.
Anyway, shall we?
So half the party is becoming necromancers as the...
The other half can't read.
The other half can't read. The other half can't
read them.
But at least so we're gonna have 50% party necromancers and maybe 25% vampires. And how you doing,
And
Indigo?
And the everyman character
And the
Indigo.
rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, God.
2 necromancers, a vampire, and a regular guy on CBS.
I would watch it.
All right. Should we head upstairs?
I guess. It's one nightmarish vision of clocks or naked crabmen after another in this place, but...
Naked crab.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So you're heading up the stairs. You continue to climb the stairs that goes up another flight and ends at a final door.
Oh, I'm going to take the orgy letter. Just to make sure we have that for reference later.
Okay. Good.
Right.
Good. Very good. Gotthard's letter. Very good.
All right.
You just put that one down as orgy letter.
Later, Yeffy will be learning how to read, and she's like, Ori, Shai. Bruno, help me with this. You're like, no, you don't have that
Based on this
Yeah,
party,
that
there's a
was
direct,
orange. Yeah, absolutely.
based on this party, there's like a direct one-to-one correlation between like learning to read and becoming a monster.
Just like in real life, I'm always saying.
Like in real life.
Okay. You head up to, again, you hear, as you're coming up the steps, you hear the rumble, a loud rumble of thunder from outside.
So bad. This is, I think, the worst place on the world.
Yeah, I would second that.
Yeah.
I'll open the door.
Excellent. Excellent. You pull open the door. And you can see the top floor of the tower. Takes up the full interior of the tower, so it's a round room. It is filled with tables and desks and platforms that are cluttered with a maze of tubes of glass filled with various colored vapors, interlinked by brass rods. Hanging around on the walls by hooks are various human remains. So full corpses usually, but they range from like a near skeletal to a fairly fresh corpse that is simply missing half of its left leg. You can see glass tanks along one wall filled with a liquid in which float inside either here a hand, there a strange amorphous inner organ that you can't quite identify. But the most dominant feature of the room is a huge central wooden platform. On either end stands a 10-foot-high steel column with a solid wooden table between the two. The corners of the platform are attached by ropes to the ceiling, and you can see a system of levers and rods adjacent along the wall to this contraption, laid out on the table. In fact, strapped to it is a very large, bulky corpse, you assume, and standing over it is a woman.
Oh.
And as you see this vision before you, a crack of lightning flashes outside, and electric energy runs down a cable from the ceiling into one of the steel rods on the side, and the body on the table jerks and shifts and moves.
I told you to explain the orgies. Mary Shelley, Witgenstein.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's do this. What the hell is that?
Holy shit!
What do you do? What? Who opened the door? Indigo? I think Indigo opened the door.
I opened the door, yeah.
Indigo, what do you do?
Does she notice us?
She... Yes, she looks up as the door opens.
Okay.
But you can see she's wild-eyed. Her hair frizzes out a bit from under her headdress. Her very nice clothing. She's a tall, thin woman. In fact, you recognize her because you saw her earlier atop a horse ordering a man to cut someone's arm off. But here she looks a little more disheveled. You can see there's a streak of blood across the apron that she wears over her nice dress.
I'll draw my sword and I'll walk into the room.
Excellent.
Just kind of getting a lay of the land here.
She looks up, wild-eyed, and sees you entering the room with your sword drawn, and she goes, "Ah, excellent test subjects."
Uh-huh.
Why don't you go ahead and roll me initiative there, Indigo?
Damn it.
Yeah, you got it. 4.
Excellent. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna rush at the platform. I'm gonna draw my new bastard sword. I'm gonna hold it in 2 hands. I'm gonna rush up the platform.
Excellent, excellent. So you rush towards the platform, swinging your sword at
her if I can reach.
At her. Okay.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah, we're here to kill her. So if I use this sword in 2 hands, do I roll? Is it a D8 damage?
It is a D8 of damage, yes, indeed.
Ooh, nice.
Might be 9:15. Get her to tell us where the warp stone is too. That's just a bonus.
Yes.
No.
Yes. So don't kill her outright. Ooh, that's a good roll. That is a 23.
Yes, you slam the sword into Lady Margritte.
For 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. She shrieks in pain and jumps backwards away from you as you're cut. You notice she is wearing this heavy leather apron, which absorbs a little bit of the blow, but there is a big slash across it now, and the blood stain starts to get red with her own blood. Mina, what are you doing?
I was frantically Googling to remember how my protection from evil spell worked. If it would do anything about the Frankenstein, but I couldn't find it in time. So, I'm just gonna cast. I'm gonna cast protection from evil on Indigo, and if I can do something.
You rush up behind Indigo. You place your hand on his back, and you cast your spell. Roll your.
Yes. With a 5. So that
Excellent.
works.
So, Indigo, you now have +2 to your armor class and saving throws. And you cannot be touched by conjured creatures.
Conjured creatures. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not helpful, but it does help with the AC.
Yeffy, what are you doing?
So can I get to her, or is she like?
You can rush around the other side of the platform. So there's sort of this platform between you and her. Indigo has run around the feet side, let us say, and swung his sword at her, and she's kind of lurched backwards. So you could rush around the other side if you wanted to get at her.
Is the creature twitching? Alive?
Yes, it is. It definitely did just sort of twitch and jerk when that lightning flash struck.
Okay, that's problematic. I will rush around to get her. I will rush around to get to her. And where is the warp stone, lady? The Dagmar's moonbeam stuff. I rolled a 14.
A 14. Yeah, a 14 will hit. A 14 will hit.
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no sneak, just because she's in
No,
there.
yes, not at this time.
4 points.
Okay. Cut into her
Okay.
for 4 points of damage.
Yo,
She shrieks in pain, and she says, "You'll never steal my stone from me!" Bruno, what are you doing?
Just head to Bretonia right now. Can I tell if there's a like so something's there's like a rod or something that the lightning was conducted along to reach the body, right?
There was so you can see if you look at the picture here, there's two orbs fairly high up that are attached by metal poles on the foot and the head of the table, and they each have like a metal cable attached to the top that then leads up into the ceiling.
Okay, I want to see if I can either knock over the orb or detach the metal cable.
Okay.
Preferably without electrocuting myself, but
Very good. Are you rushing towards the one at the head or the one at the feet?
where is the fighting taking place?
Kind of on the other side, because she's been attacked now from both sides. So, this table, this whole platform is in the dead center of the room. So Indigo went right and Yeffy went left, and they circled around the table, and then now they're kind of pushed back towards the windows where you can see the fight being outlined by the flashes of lightning.
I'll go for the one at the head. I guess it doesn't matter. One at the head.
Okay. Okay, you rush over to the one at head. You can see that it is fairly firmly bolted to the table. You could try to rip it off if you wanted to.
How is the wire connected?
The wire's connected up at the top near the bulbous top end of it. And it's just like wrapped around and twisted. So it could probably be removed, but you'd have to climb up there.
Oh, man. Okay. Great. That's no problem. I just do it. I'm pretty sure. I'm not, as long as I'm not touching the ground, I won't conduct. I'm pretty sure this is how it works. So I'll just hurry up it.
Give me an agility test.
Ooh, 19.
Okay. You just grab onto the pole and you kind of climb up to the top of the pole and you untwist the wire and you let it go and it swings free.
Yes. Okay.
Excellent. Great. And this is fairly thick cable-y kind of stuff, so it kind of takes you a moment. She looks at you, Indigo, maniacally, and she says, "You're too late. Come to life, my creature!" She reaches her hands forward, and says some strange mystical words. I need that. Where did that note go?
Real science, no magic.
There it is. That's what I'm looking for. 7. Yep, that's enough. So, electric lightning shoots out of her hands at you, Indigo, and she kind of positions herself such that the lightning shooting from her hits you and then passes through you into the creature itself on the table. Roll me, please, an agility saving throw.
Okay.
Well, I think you have +2 to the save for protection.
You do
from
have
evil,
+2 to the
yeah?
save
I do, yeah.
due to the protection from evil spell, indeed.
Yes.
And I add my level to this?
And you're at your level. Your level and your agility
Right.
bonus and 2 for the spell.
Yeah, so I succeed, I get a 21.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're only going to take half damage from this lightning bolt.
Oh,
Great.
Oh, Jesus.
Love a good
Stupid
lightning
damn
bolt.
rules.
Which is 20, so you take 10 points of damage, of electric damage, as it blasts through you. It slams into the creature as well, who jerks and sits up, snapping the leather band across his chest and arms. He sits up, and you can see he kind of reaches his hands forward and just mumbles forth, like, "Urgh!" But he's still strapped down around his thighs and ankles. Bruno, as he gets slammed with electrical current, you feel a jolt of electricity through the pole that you are hanging onto. Do you hang on, or do you jump free?
Oh man. I guess I jumped free. I guess I've done
You're
well.
feeling the strange electrical jolt and seeing the whole thing kind of light up with electricity. You let go and you tumble to the ground. Give me an agility test, please.
14.
Okay, you roll easily to the ground, but kind of away from the hole, back towards the door that you came in.
To the back, yeah.
And you can see that the electric current of the bolt of energy that she just shot kind of rise up the poles and dance across the whole platform and up. And when it goes, and in fact, dances up the wire that leads up from the other pole back up to the ceiling. Indigo, what would you like to do?
Gonna hit her with my sword.
Yeah.
That's a good choice, yeah.
Shaking off the residual shock.
Yeah. And it goes
Wishing I
button
wore
chops
my-
sticking straight out.
Not a great roll. 13?
Okay, you managed to just catch her. Just catch
With
her.
3
That's
points.
right.
3 points.
Very good. Ah! She screams out.
Ah.
Rescue
Test
me,
this.
my creature! Mina, what are you doing?
Is this one okay to do? Is this one okay to do? She's gonna.
But yes,
yell
do
out
it!
for
Do it!
She's gonna do it. I would like to use the staff to try and take control of the Frankenstein monster.
Very good. Give me a make me a willpower check, please.
Oh, I'm so not good at willpower. Oh boy, that is an 8.
Okay. You hold the staff forth, and you kind of will its power to take control of the creature's energy. And you as you remember doing before with the skeletons, but you feel something pushing back. You feel something just kind of like you're slamming into a brick wall, and you see Lady Margritte cackles as she sees you holding out the staff, and she says, "Ha ha! You have Dagmar's staff. It won't help against my creation." Yep.
Oh, man.
doing?
Dagmar Paul.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you because
Stabbing her in the kidneys while
Yeah.
she's cackling and laughing with her little.
Yes.
roll me an agility test. Let me see if you assuming you're trying to be stealthing around her.
Sure, she's distracted, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything that goes along with that? Well, I rolled an 18. So
Okay, great. Yeah.
you want my-
She does seem distracted, and you circle around back behind her and jab her in the kidneys. Go ahead and make your attack at +4.
Okay. That's a 16.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Cool.
Yeah.
$11.
Okay,
Nice.
you jam your
on.
blade deep into her kidney, and she screams in agony, "No!" And she drops in a heap of gory blood spilling out from her, all over the wooden platform and soaking into her lovely dress.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah. Drawing forth your blade, just covered in her blood. You realize she's not going to be telling you anything.
I've gotten used to fighting more tougher stuff.
Bruno, what are you doing?
Is this thing still sitting up?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I don't know how much of this I can accomplish. My goal is to grab that super thick metal wire and try to wrap it around the thing to get it back onto the table.
Okay.
I don't know if I can pull it down or what
Yeah.
the exact situation is.
It is clumsy enough that I won't have you roll. Like, you can try to grab the cable and wrap it around it, and it is still kind of stuck with with its legs. Its legs are still stuck to the table, and it's reaching and grasping, but it's clearly quite clumsy. The real problem is going to be pulling it back down to the table. So I'll ask you to make a strength roll to see if you can actually force him back into a laying position.
10?
Yeah, it's just his massive size and his bulging muscles, and as you look at him, you realize that he's all stitched together. That he's clearly made of different parts. One arm is slightly bigger than the other. There's in fact stitching that goes right down the center of his face. He's kind of got two different halves of faces, and he's just incredibly strong, and he just resists being shoved down. You've got the cable around him, and you're like trying to pull, and you're like, it's not working. It continues to thrash and try, and it's trying to pull out of the straps at its legs, but it's not like just reaching down and opening the buckle. It's just like trying to pull and shift its body to rip itself free, but it's not quite able to do it. Indigo, what are you doing?
I'm going to try to cut this thing's head off.
Oh,
okay, that was
to the table.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
Ooh, that's better. That is a 21.
Okay.
For 7 points of damage.
Okay. Your sword bites deep into its neck, and you notice that there's all stitching around there, and you've just cut a whole bunch of stitching free, and its head kind of flops to the side. And it's still like moving around, but its head is kind of like only half on and flopping around as it continues to wave its arms around. Mina, what do you do?
This is the headless season. Marguerite, she's dead? She looks dead?
She looks
She's not
pretty dead.
moving?
Yeah.
Looks pretty dead.
Her blood is soaking into the wood of the platform, dripping onto the stone floor.
I'm gonna just shoot a magic missile at the Frankenstein, having concluded that the staff isn't gonna work on it.
Very good.
I don't know if I can target them, but I'd like to sort of target where Indigo cut like most of its head off, to maybe just cut the rest. Maybe that'd do something.
Go ahead, roll your spell casting. See if it goes off.
No, it does not. That was a 2.
Okay. You flustered. You try to call forth the magic. It doesn't come. Yeffy, what are you doing?
Yeffy quickly kind of goes, yeah, and kind of kicks what's her face, and then she's like, oh god, it's a monster, and we'll try to hack at the monster.
Okay.
She's not smart enough to be like, let's remove its head. So she doesn't hit. I rolled a 4, so no matter what I plus is.
Bruno?
Oh god.
Yeah, with the struggling and Bruno trying to hoist it down and Indigo stabbing at it.
Bruno, get out of the way!
There's a lot going on.
Bruno, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm up here anyway. I guess I let go of this cord and I leap up and just try to grab onto its head, like with my arms and legs, and just yank it the rest of the way up.
Oh my god.
Roll me a strength roll.
Damn it! Gotta stop rolling this woman. I'm terrible. Natural 20. What a night!
Yeah.
Bruno lands on his shoulders.
Roll.
Heaves, and just with a sick ripping sound, rips the remainder of the head off. Blood just fountains up out of its neck stump and just douses Bruno in blood. And the whole thing lurches for a moment and then falls backward, and Bruno goes tumbling backwards, landing back against the wall, still holding clutched in his hands the head of the creature.
Now that's how you get ahead in life.
Oh god.
Oh, there's so much blood in my mouth.
That's where we'll end tonight. Excellent, excellent.
Wow.
This castle is worse than I thought it was going to be, and we've basically been dreading it for the entire last season.
And we still gotta find so much stuff. Oh god, I hate
We
this
still
castle.
have to find
We're not done, we're not even done.
That would surely destroy us. Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I like the requests to try and make sure that you get to ask Marguerite some questions, and then you just stab the crap out
I
of her.
just stabbed it. Yeah, I know.
Well,
Stab
there are other options.
Do this.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could have asked her a bunch of stuff, but would it have been worth it? No. She did one spell and it did 20 damage. No one wanted to deal with that.
was
Excellent.
Let's be
Excellent.
honest.
All right.
man.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for tonight's exciting escapades. And hopefully next episode we'll be able to treat you to yet another beheading. We'll see if we can
One
go
beheading
for
per
the
episode.
trifecta.
Patrick.
The heading season.
Oh my goodness. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.